I am Nathaniel P Hoot-Whistle, son. And the other night, I closed up my bar, and all my drunken customers went home, apart from a few people who refused to leave. I just had to boot them out, and boot them all the way down the street and told them to go home to their wives, and sleep off their filthy drunkenness. So I decided I'd go for a walk. I've been working all day, and I was so tired. I needed a break from being inside that bar. I was going kind of stir crazy being in there all the time. So I decided I'd go for a long walk through the fields, because I didn't realize they were there before, but I discovered that my town was next to a whole ton of fields. There's nothing in them, no crops, nothing, just a whole load of empty fields. So it's probably about midnight, and now I'm just walking along through the fields, just enjoying the night atmosphere. And I saw this UFO. I know you hear stories about people seeing UFOs and how them being abducted and all that kind of thing. And I never believed any of that kind of crap until I saw a UFO myself. And there it was. It was in the air, just flying over. And I saw it starting to land just about 50 feet away from me. I mean, it just started to land gently and softly, and it just touched down nicely. I thought maybe I'd had one too many whiskeys or something, and all this was in my head. And then I remembered I didn't have no booze today, which isn't like me, because I drink whiskey every day. But today I just didn't drink anything. And here I am seeing this UFO. I thought maybe I'm having some kind of mental breakdown, and I'm just seeing things, and I didn't know what to think. And then suddenly this door or hatch started to open slowly, and it came down, and this little alien started to work down the plank towards me, and he was waving to me. He was actually waving to me. He was this little gray alien. He was probably about maybe 4 foot high, and he started to walk towards me, and he was smiling. I thought, why are you smiling, son? What you planning to do to me? What you gonna do to me, son? And I thought, I'm gonna have to run, son, because I don't know what this alien is gonna do to me. And I felt myself frozen. I couldn't move. I don't know what he did to me. I don't know if he shot some kind of invisible ray or force field around to make me frozen, but I just couldn't move. And there's this little 4 foot alien coming towards me, smiling away, and he actually had teeth as well. He had these shiny white teeth, little gray alien, big broad smile, still waving away, coming towards me. And there's nothing I could do, not a damn thing I could do, because I was just frozen to the spot. And I thought, oh crap, what the hell is this alien gonna do to me? Is he gonna eat me? Is he gonna do unspeakable things to me? Is he gonna experiment on me? At least I think he was a he, I couldn't tell. And he came right up to me, and he said, he actually spoke English, which is a bit bizarre. And he actually said, hello, Mr. Hootwhistle. And he knew my name. I thought, oh crap, this alien knows my name. He must have been watching me for weeks. Or months, maybe even years. Maybe these aliens have been monitoring me my whole damn life. I was really taken aback, and I didn't know what the hell to think. Goddamn alien comes down the ship and knows my name. I thought, has he abducted me before? Has he done experiments on me before? Has he got some kind of chip inside me? And I was just speechless. And little alien said, he's been watching me for a long time. He's been keeping an eye on my life. Him and his fellow colleagues, his alien colleagues, they've been monitoring my life, the life of Nathaniel P Hoot-Whistle. Why would they monitor my life? And he told me that he found my life quite interesting. And they've been watching and filming my escapades across the years of all the crazy and bad things I've done, and they found it quite entertaining. And then they all watch it together on their spaceship. They just sit there around some huge TV they've got in their spaceship, and they just watch all my escapades again and again because they think it's so goddamn entertaining. And he just wanted to come over and say hi and thank me for entertaining them across the years. And I couldn't believe what I was hearing. The goddamn alien's been filming my life and has been watching my life for his own, and his friends' own personal pleasure. I wanted to get angry, and I wanted to fight this alien, but it done something to me to make me feel really calm, and there's nothing I could have done. I was incapable of feeling anger, and he told me he wanted to shake me by the hand, and he put his hand out to me. I didn't want to touch it because I didn't want to catch no alien germs, but I didn't have a choice. I just found my hand was going out like this to shake his hand. It's like he was controlling my hand, and he just shook me with his little gray hand. And he just shook me. It was covered in slime. It was like covered in some kind of slime, mucus type stuff. And he just shook my hand away, grinning and saying, "Thank you, Mr. Hoot-Whistle. Thank you for entertaining us across the years with your insane, crazy life." And I said, "Well, you're welcome, son." I didn't know what else to say. I was just so bewildered. And I took my hand away, and I just looked at all the slime on my fingers, and I tried to wipe it off of my clothes, and it wouldn't come off. I said, "How do I get this stuff off?" And he told me, "You can't." He said, it will eventually disappear by itself, but it'll probably take like a year or something." So I got this alien slime on my hand for a whole entire year, and there's nothing I could do about it. And then he turned his back on me, and I thought, "Oh, that's it." I felt this huge feeling of relief, because I thought that's all the alien wanted. He just wanted to say hi and thanks, and he was going off back to his ship. And then I found myself following him. Because my legs, they were like moving by themselves, and I had no choice. I was just walking after this alien. I thought, "What the hell is going on, son? He's taking me to his ship. What the hell am I gonna do?" And I said, I don't know what to call the guy, so I said, hey, Mr. Alien, what you doing to me? My legs are moving by themselves, and I'm coming with you to your ship. What's going on? And he said, he's taking me with him back to his planet. What? And he said, him and his alien colleagues, they think because I'm so interesting. I don't think I'm interesting, because I'm humble as hell, and they think I'm so interesting with my insane life that they want to study me. They want to study the kind of person I am, but that requires a full diagnosis of my personality and my DNA, and they plan to run all kinds of experiments on me to see how my mind ticks over. But to do that, they can't do that on Earth, because I can't be on Earth for very long, so they're going to take me back to their home planet to do all kinds of crap to me. And I don't got no choice, because they got control of my body. So I find myself walking up the plank into the ship, following the alien. And I walk inside and I see all the other little aliens, and they all beam these big smiles, and they all start waving. "Hi, Mr. Hoot-Whistle, hi, Mr. Hoot-Whistle." And I think, is any of this real? Is this really happening? Or am I just back in the field on the ground having passed out, having some kind of crazy dream, or is this real? And it was real. I knew it was real. It was too real to be a dream. I thought, this is it. This is the end of my freedom. I got no laugh no more. I'm just going to be some plaything for a bunch of aliens. So I just walked inside the ship, and I found myself sitting down in some chair, and I just sat there, not able to move. And the aliens, they just all kind of stared at me. They came all up to my face, right up to my face, and they looked in my eyes, and they were examining me, and they were touching my hair, and they were touching my beard, and they got hold of these, and they put them in the air, and they were playing with them. And they took off my hat, and they put the hat on themselves, and they started laughing, and they were running around the ship wearing my hat. And then suddenly they got out these hair clippers, and they hacked off a whole section of my beard, and one of the aliens put it on himself, and then put my hat on, and he said that he is now Nathaniel P Hoot-Whistle. And he started running around the ship screaming that he's Nathaniel P Hoot-Whistle. And I think that this is the most insane situation that I have ever been in my whole entire goddamn life. And they started to feel my clothes, and they thought it was strange that I wore clothes, because none of them wore clothes. They were all completely naked. And they just felt the fabric, and they thought it felt nice. And they liked the jacket that I was wearing. And then they noticed there was something lumpy in my jacket, and they wondered what it was, something hard in there. So they pulled back my jacket, and they found my full bottle of whiskey that I'd taken with me. And then opened up the other side of my jacket, and there was another bottle of whiskey in there. And they wanted to know what it was, and I just told them it was just some kind of nice drink that makes you feel good. So they said they want to try some, because they've never had booze before. They don't have no booze on their planet. So they took out the bottles of booze, and they had the little containers that they drank from. I don't know, they drank some kind of weird green liquid. I don't know what the hell that crap was. But they poured out their green liquid from their containers, and they started pouring whiskey into their containers instead, and they all started drinking the whiskey. And they loved it. When I got to some, they goddamn loved it. And they said they've never tried anything like this before. And it was making them feel all kind of funny and strange, but they liked it. They liked the way it made them feel. And then they started all giggling. And they started running around the ship again, drinking more and more of this whiskey. And they were getting happier and happier, and they started to dance. And they were dancing all around me. And I discovered that as they got more and more drunk, I had more and more control of my body. I was starting to get movement of my body back. I could move my arms again. I could move my legs. And they just drank both bottles until they were completely empty. And then they suddenly all stopped, and they started to sway back and forth. Because they're just little aliens. And they never drank booze before. They couldn't handle their liquor. They could not handle drinking whiskey. And they just sway back and forth. And then they suddenly all collapsed one by one on the floor. They were just completely out. Gone. And I thought, and I could completely move. I was fine. I got up out of my chair, and I thought, this is my opportunity to escape. I just happened to notice that there was this little red button on their control panel, and above the little red button, it said, return home. It was an automatic return home button. So I quickly pressed that red button, and then this big screen came up out of the control panel, and it started to count down from 10. And it was going down 9, 8, 7. I thought, I gotta get out of the ship before it takes me back to their home planet. So I just ran right out of there, jumped over their drunken, unconscious bodies, right out of that ship, right down the plank, ran all the way down the field, and then I heard the ship taking off, and I swung around, and I saw the ship just shoot through the sky. And it was gone, like a flash. And I was free, I was safe. Apart from the fact that they really want to do experiments on me, so once they've gone home, but I don't know how long it's going to take to get them home. It could take years. I mean, it could take months, days, who knows. But if they're really so determined take me back to their home planet and do experiments on me, they're going me back. And they're probably going me back for more whiskey too, because they love that goddamn whiskey. So I'm going to be looking over my shoulder now for the rest of my goddamn life, wondering when the aliens are going to come and get me again. I'm not going to feel safe or relaxed ever again. I don't know what to do.